What pride and ego will do if you don't surrender. Welcome, family. Today I want to talk to about one of the greatest obstacles to higher powered living, pride and ego. Many of us think our biggest problem is what happened to us, what people did to us, or the circumstances we face. But often the greatest obstacle is the voice within us that says, I've got this. I don't need help. I know better. The voice is pride. The voice is ego. And if we don't surrender it, it can quietly steal our peace, our joy, our relationships, and even our purpose. For years, I believe I was running my own life. I thought I knew what was best. I thought I could figure everything out myself. Even when the evidence suggested otherwise, my ego kept telling me I was in control. But here's what I've learned. The ego would rather be right than be free. The higher power would rather have us be free than be right. Pride is the belief that we are separate from the source of our life. Pride says, I can do this alone. The higher power says, you were never meant to. Pride says, protect your image. The higher power says, reveal your truth. Pride says, control everything. The higher power says, trust the process. The ego is constantly trying to manufacture certainty through control. It wants to manage every outcome, every person, and every situation. It wants life to unfold according to its plans. But life doesn't work that way. And every time life refuses to cooperate with our plans, the ego becomes frustrated, fearful, angry, or resentful. The ego lives in resistance. The higher power lives in acceptance. The ego asks, how can I make this happen? The higher power asks, how can I allow this to unfold? One of the greatest gifts of recovery is learning that surrender is not weakness. Surrender is strength. The world often teaches us that surrender means defeat. But spiritual living teaches us that surrender is alignment. When we surrender, we stop fighting reality. We stop arguing with what is. We stop demanding that life be different than it is right now. And we begin to cooperate with the wisdom of the power that created us. Think about the river. A river doesn't struggle to reach the ocean. It flows. It trusts. It moves around obstacles. It does not argue with the rocks in its path. The ego wants to push the river. The higher power invites us to become the river. Many years ago, on September 25th, 1991, I reached a point where my pride could no longer save me. My ego had run out of answers. The life I had tried to control was no longer manageable. And in that moment, I surrendered. Not because I was weak, not because I had all the answers, but because I finally became willing to trust something greater than myself. That surrender changed everything. It opened the door to recovery. It opened the door to healing. It opened the door to purpose. It opened the door to a relationship with the God of my understanding. And that relationship continues to guide my life today. I have learned that every new level of growth requires a new level of surrender. We do not surrender once. We surrender daily. We surrender our fears. We surrender our expectations. We surrender our need to control. We surrender our attachment to outcomes. We surrender the illusion that we are separate from the source of our life. Because the truth is this. The same power that created the stars is present within you. The same power that moves the oceans is moving your life. The same light that shines through every act of love shines within your heart. Your job is not to become the power. Your job is to allow the power. That is higher powered living. It is allowing God to be the life living you. It is allowing love to be the love loving through you. It is allowing light to be the light shining through you. So today, I invite you to ask yourself, Where is pride blocking my growth? Where is ego keeping me separate? What am I still trying to control? What would happen if I surrender it completely to my higher power? You may discover that the peace you seek is waiting on the other side of surrender. You may discover that the freedom you seek is waiting on the other side of surrender. You may discover that the life you have been trying to create is already trying to emerge through you. Family pride says, I am alone. The higher power says, I am with you. Ego says, carry the burden. The higher power says, give it to me. Pride says, my will. The higher power says, trust my will. And when we finally surrender, we discover something beautiful. We were never carrying life. Life was carrying us all along. Thank you for allowing me to share. If this message spoke to your heart and you're looking for a deeper spiritual journey of recovery, healing, and surrender, I invite you to pick up a copy of Surrender and Shine by Terrence Marcus. It is a guide to discovering the light within and learning how to live a higher powered life, one day at a time. Until next time, remember, you are the light. Only God, only love, only now. Keep surrendering and keep shining.